into the action. Thanks for bearing with us there, folks. We're starting on Ancient. Bit of a question mark between these two teams. The only map in this pool, that's a question mark between the two squads. So, going to be interesting to see how this one kicks off. And Orgless, obviously, with the uphill start of the T side. Cello with the dualies in Cave, and Jaguar, rather. And there's actually two sets of dualies. So, quaddies on the field already, Mimi.
You'll love to see it. I feel like every time we cast MIBR, they have the quaddies out. They love themselves. It's pretty potent in the close setup. Cello opens with a double off the dualies. 1 kill for each of those Berettas. Kusta will reply. But now the issue is this bomb. It's down, and Cello has claimed another life. 3 frags for the man. Make it 4. He's on for the ace. Just the dualies. Kusta's on 1 HP. Surely this is doable. Jump around the corner. Shadow spot.
No, Turtle!
Stolen!
Turtle!
That's cruel. That's despicable!
He literally would have had it! Turtle, you monster!
Dude.
Oh.
That's screwed up.
That is really messed up. Like, I get swinging together, but just don't click. Let your teammate get the kill, man.
Just bet he was 1 HP.
Let him get the dually ace.
1 HP.
Turtle.
That's so sad.
That's betrayal. And Turtle only had, like, 19 damage
Yeah.
in that. Like, he just sunk the last bullet. That was it.
Dude, the team's falling apart now. Mental boomed.
Turtle. We're going to have a team talk after that one. All right, Turtle's making up for it by getting opening kills here. All right, Turtle, redeem yourself. You got a top frag now.
No, it's not the bomb. Bomb's still a long ways away. They haven't spotted it. Or is just trying to see if someone will push on in and give him a kill. They have 1 flash for this one, which will maybe be used. Not yet. They save it. Want to head towards A. Look who's there. Exit. M4A1S in hand. Pretty tough to get past.
Not ideal.
No.
Not ideal for sure.
Or would they rather test the 3 players? Holding close here.
They don't seem to have a read just yet, which makes sense. They do just have Glocks. So at some point, this is just going to be a little gamble. Hope that somebody's not right around the corner. But this could be a good time. That's when it's a Cajun gamble. This could be a good time for Woody to make some money. Black Bang, not effective. Woody gets 2. It's an alright amount of money.
Solid.
And it's a pretty swift cleanup here.
I think like gumbo would sound delicious. Not quite a gumbo.
Great.
It's like a gumbo, but they don't tell you what ingredients are in it. You go to a gumbo restaurant, you order the gumbo, and they'll just throw anything in there. Could be great.
To be fair, I think that traditionally is what a gumbo is, right? Like any of those like long stewed type of soup stew type things.
They just throw whatever the hell they have in there.
It's a dish that's designed to work with whatever vague protein was available. You know? Like, yeah, I know now there's sort of a typified, like you want the andouille, you want some shrimp, you want all the good stuff, but traditionally, it was probably, yeah, this is what we had today. Here's your gumbo. Eat it.
Whatever is in there, it's in there. No questions asked. Just consume. I've never actually had gumbo. I'm interested.
You've never had gumbo?
No, I've never had gumbo. But Orgless, they might just have a bomb site
here. They might do. This is a tough bomb site to hold on to, especially as Exit gets a kill and is able to withdraw the donut. And they don't even know if they had the kill on Woody, right? They did a bunch of damage, but it was through a smoke, so they don't even have the information on that. B-Wills could be huge here. He's coming in, trying to be the hammer and donut, but are they going to realize there's 2 players here? That's the big question. Exit's found the first, and no, they don't. No, they don't. So JOTA gets 1, but tries to swap guns. A little bit greedy. Didn't realize what he had available to him, and that's a huge kill for Kusta. So all onto Cello now, but Cello has maybe popped a shot just a bit too early. With that bomb now down, this becomes a retake, especially if Cello just wanders out into his death. So this could turn into a save for Turtle.
Probably will here.
Yeah.
2200 in that back pocket. He's got a gun, he's got armor, he's got a kit, and some util to go along with it. Side dish for the man, as he will just retreat in this one. Where do you even get gumbo? Now back to that topic.
New Orleans. Louisiana.
Is there like gumbo restaurants elsewhere in the world?
I mean, probably. You got to find a Cajun restaurant. Or other places that do gumbo. There's this great restaurant called the Boatyard in Annapolis that does a terrific seafood gumbo. But it's only when they have this as a special. But there's other places that do gumbo. But I mean, to get real gumbo,
you gotta go to
New Louisiana.
Yeah.
Or East Texas, which is basically Louisiana.
Close enough.
Like the real swamplands.
Yeah. A little unfortunately, Kusu dies to bomb in that one, so reinvestment
will
have to come on through. But they have money for it. They'll be fine in this one. So too do MIBR though. They're less for weaponry and weapons.
Spike has a different radius, so he's still getting that one figured out. Woody just spamming through the smoke, playing the lineups here. That works out pretty darn well. Daps has a lot of space, though. Look at all this chunky real estate that Taps has to work with. Woody's kind of wise to it, though. This is going to be a really interesting engagement between the in-game leaders. Through the door frame here, in towards mid. This could decide a lot. The flashbang's not effective. JOTA is there, and Woody gets the better of Daps. So in... Oh, okay, what a transfer. Thought he was a dead man. Thought that was a 1-for-1, and Woody would probably get the trade. But no, who needs a trade if you just transfer and get both? It's all on the Swisher now. A 1v5. He's fallen apart, and they don't get anything. And that really stings for Orgless, right? Because even if you do damage here, you kind of kick that can down the road. But this was your chance to build. You get the 1-round win, right? You can build a bevy of rounds, and rounds are so hard to come by on the T side of this map that's a pretty brutal way to give it up.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. We got lots out on the field now. Couple deagles though, so you have something to work with. They bought some util into this round. Question is, what do they want to do with it? Because mid control has already evaporated. MIBR punishes space. JOTA's even push you deeper on through. A good amount of info early from MIBR. They'll keep just one player here towards A on a relatively passive line, giving some respect to these lesser weapons for the moment.
See, now here's the time to have the conversation about combo, right? Just pistols on the other side. So here's my question, right? I know you're of a Midwestern background.
Sure.
How are you with spice?
How am I with spice? I'm solid with it.
Okay.
It depends. I think there are food that, like... I feel like sometimes there's just spice for no... Okay, wait a minute. We might actually have to talk about the round.
No. One more kill. One more kill.
One more
kill.
One more kill.
One more kill. Let me talk about it.
Okay.
That's a nice shot, though.
Till then, I like spice because like... And, well, now this round has
all right,
some
we gotta
spice
talk about
injected.
it.
We gotta talk about the round. Guns in the hands of B-Wheels, but damage was done, Mike.
This round's getting a little extra spice on it. Okay, Swisher. Double helping. He's added some chilies. He's added some peppers. He's making this interesting. Big kill for Woody. That at least secures window. But if Woody's going to get too tempted to go back in there, he could be deadly. He could be punished. That's a very good fight to take with the Deagle. And meanwhile, look at Daps. Daps is just kind of walking on towards A, saying, hey, they vacated. This is going to be really tricky for MIBR to get back in order just because there's so much real estate to cover. Like, look at their positioning right now. They don't have information towards A. They don't realistically have information towards B. They no longer have mid control. This is such a tough map to cover with, too. Woody might hear this audio cue. That's a big kill for exit. And, okay, it should be all right now. Let's see if Swisher can pull off something nuts. He's at least going to get the bomb plant, but that's probably all she wrote. Oh! That's all she wrote.
That it is. So it doesn't get too spicy. It doesn't overwhelm. See, maybe MIBR here, they're well acclimated to the spice. They do well with it. Me, on the other hand, yeah, I do fine. That's the answer to your question, finally.
Brazilian chat is... I actually don't... Because the only frame of reference I really have for Brazilian cuisine is like barbecue places. Which
sure.
There's some flavor and spice and things, but I don't think of it as being particularly spicy. But, I don't know. I'm curious. How's what's the spice factor in Brazilian food? Need to know. I'm curious about what the like other aspects of it are. Because obviously, big country. I'd assume they got a lot of interesting food stuff. So.
Yeah. Again, the agreement stands. If one of the Brazilian squads, either MIBR or Pain, win here in Challenger League, me and Mike are gonna go to a Brazilian steakhouse. That still stands.
We're doing it. We're doing it. I'll book the resi.
Well, still quite a way to get in towards that one.
Yeah, we got a whole week.
Yeah. Week of play.
Whole week.
Well, they at least have two teams to defend Turtle. Oh, he
that's
has
a big
the
one.
opportunity to trade
That's
here. No,
a nice
B-Wills.
series for B-Wills.
JOTA can reply. That was the bomb that drops. The thing's getting a little weird, but he's smoked on the other side, and his spray won't do anything. So we're in a 3v3, and the frag out towards mid, that could be massive. Daps. Here's footsteps, and the timing on this alert could be fantastic. Exit just sitting on the other side. He spotted out one, but Exit seems aware. Exit now holding for this one. It comes down to a matter of timing. He's probably waiting, actually, for a rotation to come underway. Orgless is doubling this back. Now Daps is in a critical position. He dies here. That could be big. And he does. 1 for 1. That should be enough, but that sets the alarm bells ringing in MIBR. They'll rush back towards this A site, but not in time. Bomb being planted, so a retake in the 2v2.
Are they going to plant it open to Donut? Is that open to Donut? Uh-oh! Bit of a mistake there. Made a big assumption there. Minus... Now, you can plant safe from that, but that's very tricky now. 20 seconds. Pinched in B-Will's gonna have to recover that bomb. Doesn't have any util to cover this off either. He got 2 brilliant entries towards B, but they didn't capitalize on it. Now, he's got to find more! Damage done, not a kill. Space, but they need to secure the round. Can't get caught without bullets. He's here. He's got to be here, and JOTA's good to the task. That would have been really tough if he goes down, right? The op is no sure thing in that particular fight. A decent round from Orgless, but they're going to be a little bit upset that they couldn't close. That 1 kill from the back of sight to drop the bomb was so impactful into the round ultimately. This kill right here winds up being the complete tide turner in that round.
That's tough. That is a very tough one to lose, especially because besides losing that man on the entry, which is a little tough, like a macro level, I thought the calling was solid there for Orgless. You have a really good lurk. It's well timed out of gaps. He has the patience, and then just waits. Is able to double back. If he gets 2 there, round is practically all but 1. In this one, though, Cello wants a little something. Again, it's MIBR fighting forward is Turtle. He gets a double. Cello picks up 1 of his own out towards mid, and now will hunt for more. He's aware where Daps can be and punishes on towards the position. So now Minus is alone in this one. 1 versus 5. Bomb on his back at least, but what can you get done? Feels like 20 seconds into the round, it's all but over.
It is really interesting to me that Orgless is putting such an emphasis on some of these like lurky plays on the T side. Right, where they're rotating deep off the side. I feel like a lot of the times we see teams, at least here in North America, let's see if Minus can do something. There's the first. It's a long task to getting the second. If he gets a bomb plane out of this, that's fine. And he does. Money made. At least brought through into the next. That's not bad. He knew he was done for. So he just gets what he can out of the round, scrapes a little bit of value out of it, and that's fine. But I feel like a lot of times, like in particular, the round where B-Wills gets the double entry, right? A lot of the approach is, you got 2 kills on a site, burrow into that site with all that you've got and stick there as much as possible. The late rotation, the lurk, that's unusual. And it did almost work in that round, but it's an interesting one. Minus is reinvested here. They've got most of the money. I'm curious to see what the util looks like. It's all right.
It's all right. It's solid. Swisher should be able to... Does he go for a Galil? Maybe buy a little util around? No, he has enough. He already has that head armor, so... all is good. They'll be able to muster a pretty solid buy into this. But MIBR, they can shut this one down squarely. This is their opportunity to push their money in towards a pretty good direction. Woody, with that op, again in towards his hand, just looks solid with it thus far. I wonder if they'll pull out the double on this map, make an attempt at it.
I think Orgless needs another solid B-Will's entry here. He's top of the board for the team, but that's only with 4 kills, so obviously it's not been going well for anybody. That's just very plain to see.
But still, the rounds where he found impact, it was pretty big. That double entry coming on in, and an entry in another round. Unfortunately, they already converted it. The one time, okay, that is punishing. Again, it's a spam. Even that's so good in those situations. Daps goes down, and now this gets a little weird out towards mid. JOTA will tuck on in towards the cubby. This is a lot of space that has to be reclaimed now for Orgless.
This is a tough fight. He's going to win the first. Molotov could absolutely ruin his day, but it's on B-Wills, and that's not close at hand, so he'll just lock down mid. Gets those 2 kills. They didn't give anyone a chance to really do anything with it, and the spacing's not good. Finally, they get the trade, but it's way too late. This is, you know, trying to cauterize the wound when a leg's been chopped off. There are bigger issues at this point. B-Will's gonna try and make a huge play here, but it's just not happening. He was surrounded. It's just a matter of time. It's being really nicely played by MIBR, but, I mean, look, in towards Orgless, right? They don't really give themselves any advantages into those fights. The first player, fine, you're getting caught off guard. That's understandable, but he's just allowed to continue to rock out with no utility, nothing to give yourselves any sort of an edge, and it's just really a peek through. There's one. This was the second. Very comfortable for JOTA.
Comfortable in here. Down to the pistol still. That was the big round for Orgless, and it starts strong. You wanted B-Will's entries. Well, there you go. That's 1. Gonna get a second. Continuing to charge on forward towards spawn. JOTA is forward, so could be a risk ability with this one, but he retreats for now. Smokes down, plant in towards the ground, and the timer ticking. A gun recover, but look at the HP. That's the thing to keep in context for this round. And Cello as well still has a pivotal position. If he kills Kusta, his backstab could be critical. Instead, he just looks anchored on down. 1 for 1. Is that enough? Because another gun has been recovered, and that timer is still ticking ever so slowly on down. Exit. We'll try try and work something back in. JOTA will be the first man to swing, but look at the utility. One smoke, that's all that Exit has to work with. Trying to get this defuse on through. Smoke goes in. Just tap for now. The swing forward. Woody's found a frag and another, but it's a 3v2 in that timer. The timer is just too far gone. MIBR, they pause. They stomp on those brakes, and they're punished.
The wild part is I almost feel like if he just stuck it initially, he might have had it. The players in Cave were a little bit slow to respond to it. So obviously you had to go for a stick if you were going to win it there. And I'm a little surprised that they pulled off of it. Maybe didn't realize the timer was quite so low. But it does mean that Orgless scraped together his second round. And, I mean, they have plenty of money to build upon it because that was a minimal investment round. So now they actually do get a full buyout. It's not an issue that they all died to bomb. That's really the idea. If you're going to go up and smoke, that's a heck of a way to do it. And here's the chance for Orgless. If they can build back 4 or 5 rounds, that's fine. Yeah. That's A-okay.
Looks like a technical pause here. Should be alleviated in just a couple of moments. Does look like it's from the Orgless side. Still, that was an impressive first round to be able to find for that squad. I like what B-Wills is working with, even providing that consistent pressure, right? They lay the bed of smokes in towards the spawn side, keep B-Wills in a position where he can consistently fight, and it felt like the turning point was kind of that re-aggression towards Jaguar, punishing the player that was tucked in towards the cave. If that man stays alive and is able to kind of keep Orgless corralled onto the site, or even kill the person holding the other side, re-flank back through main, there's a chance that MIBR is able to grab that round, but in him being dealt with, it's just an attack from one front, and with the time that low, chances of winning pretty darn low. Still, MIBR have plenty of money. They'll be able to reinvest. They'll be able to, hopefully, for their side, keep this momentum from building too much, but Orgless would like just the opposite, and this could be their best opportunity.
Yeah, I'd say MIBR's got a few more things left in the gumbo pot here. But it's certainly starting to get a little low, right?
Yeah.
You maybe got another one in the tank after this one, but it'll be rough. And there's no need to get to it.
A few shrimps in there, maybe some beans. Yeah. What do you put in gumbo?
Again, andouille sausage is a big thing. Shrimp, crawfish, if you got crawfish. What else goes in gumbo? Fish. It just kind of depends on what kind of gumbo it is. Let's see. What's a traditional gumbo recipe?
This is a ESL cooking stream now. New program. The Counter-Strike is secondary.
Here's from a website called Heat Spitter from Scratch that says it's authentic New Orleans gumbo. So if it's not authentic New Orleans gumbo, don't come after me, gumbo people. So let's see. Okay, it's just giving me... You know that thing they do where instead of just showing you the recipe, they show you a really elongated version of the recipe so they can get more page views and advertising revenue?
The thing is, okay, so I think part of that is you can't, like, claim... I don't know if you can claim, like, ads or get money or even, like, copyright your stuff if you don't have actual, like, articles written.
Yeah.
I think it's actually beneficial to them to have it beyond just, like, trying to...
It's bad for SEO, too, yeah.
I think it improves SEO, and I think it also helps them with, like... I think you can copyright it or something along those lines. Like it makes it so you can keep your work as your own, which is interesting. I'm really up on the recipe meta, but these teams back up on the Counter-Strike meta as we do hop back on into the action. The cooking show will take a pause as the Counter-Strike resumes.
So this one does have chicken, andouille sausage, and shrimp, which I feel like is pretty basic. But there's different variations. Basically, it's like a thickened stew. Okra is a thing that you can have in gumbo. Good okra, certainly good. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of potential variations in terms of, you know.
Wait, is this boost gonna get punished?
It could be. Didn't quite see it. Kreese is still looking for that window play. There's the re-smoke. Oh, and JOTA's gonna give it up. He thought he checked it. He thought he cleared it, but he didn't look close enough. And that's gonna be an opener for Orgless. Something that they have struggled to get is these openers where they're not actually committed into a site yet. It's just an opening pick, and that's nicely done. Now they seem like they're going to start to lean over towards B. And the pressure is on for MIBR. They've lost that mid-sentinel. And look at the response from MIBR. They completely give up the B site and really emphasize fighting back into mid. And a smoke in might just raise their suspicions further, right? The paranoia is ticked, but no. They're not going to go all the way through. Something set them off. Something sent them back towards B. Helter-skeltering on in. They are here in time to receive the hit.
They are. They're ready on this one. Holding position again towards that cave. Could be pivotal. B-Will's out, and this time he's shut down. No way. Pillar could be in trouble, though. On the pillar, he will dance, and the duel initially runs in flashback in gaps. Plays the game well, but the trade's there. Turtle in for support. And Kusta was far away through this whole endeavor. It eventually strikes through onto Turtle, but again, it's his critical spacing, which sure, he manages to hold on to. For how long, though? It's down to a 1 versus 1. The nade manages to take his teammate. So now it's just exit, and he knows he's ready, and he's got the angle, got the shot, and he's found the round for MIBR. That's a tough one for Orgless. Their first real opening pick without commitment, and still no round to show for it.
I feel like there were so many moments in that round where MIBR give themselves the advantage and then yeet continually forward and give it back, right? Like, yeah, oh, we're up a man. No. Go through the smoke into cave. Oh, well, no, well, we're down. Like, that should have been a much more sure thing on the retake. It was really good for MIBR pretty much all the way through, and then they just kept giving back the numbers to make it a little bit of a spicier round. So Orgless going to be back down onto the pistols, but MIBR want to do that the hard way. Woody with an opener here will make things just a wee bit easier, and my goodness, has it not been a good game from Minus. 1-10 to this point. He's really struggled to create much of anything on this map.
Very tough start, indeed. Will be where Orgless want to send, but again, Cello, he loves this corner. Round after round, he'll just push forward, take that space outside of caves, grab the lane control, and then that just gets punished. You have a crossfire, one player tucked in playing the anti-flash, the other over towards that B ramp. Pretty tough setup to break. Thus far, I don't think we've seen a round where that setup gets deployed where Orgless has broken it.
Yeah. One thing you certainly can't say about MIBR, they do not play scared. No. They are eager for every possible fight and engagement. Yeah, they find
no self-respect. They'll just send it at you. If it works against them, it works against them. They'll do it regardless. Apto tries to make a play, but it's a triple kill with the Molly exit. That's the freest ADR of his life.
They knew it was there. What are the comms? What are the comms? They smoked the first Molotov, but there's a second Molotov down. I don't know why the third player goes through. The first two burnings, unfortunate but understandable, but a little bit confused about what went wrong there for Orgless. I guess the positive is that clearly they'll follow their IGL to their death. No hesitation.
Is that a positive? I don't know if that's a positive.
A little self-preservation would be nice.
Yeah.
All right, Kusta. Time for that Kenny-ass clip. Time for that absolute Kusta clip. Roll back the gears here. Probably not going to happen, though, because for once, MIBR are not giving any fights. They're sitting, they're chilling. They don't have the information, right? So they can't chase. They're just kind of sitting. That's the right way to do this. JOTA might go looking, but his position in the catacombs is effective.
This one's over. I mean, it's one Molotov. That's how they win it all now. To break in comms, a well-placed flashbang to blind the first two players. And the punishment shows for it. They will go for the hunt in this one. At least a bit forward. They can try and maybe commit Woody into this endeavor. But with only 30 seconds on the clock, I think Kusta does have a pretty solid chance of living into the next with this op still. Feels like the lightest of silver linings.
Apparently there are two varieties of gumbo, primarily. Cajun versus Creole gumbo. And also the key thing about a gumbo is it having a roux, right?
Roux is like when you put water and flour together, cook it up a little bit, and then it's like a saucy thing. That's also the base to mac and cheese, isn't it?
I think the base to mac and cheese is cheese. Do you make mac and cheese with a roux?
Yeah, you make a roux and then
I'm
you
lactose
melt the cheese
intolerant.
into
Mac
the
and
roux.
cheese is not something I know about.
Pretty sure, at least.
Let's see what defines a roux. This is outside my culinary expertise. Haven't really made much in terms of mixture of fat and flour used in making sauces. So it's usually butter and flour, or some kind of fat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I haven't gotten so much into like stews and soups. I need to. Maybe that's my next exploration. I have a good stew pot. I just haven't really dove into that section of the culinary.
I wonder what's going on. This is the second This is the technical pause, in fact.
Let me go see if I can get info. Let's see.
Yeah. It looks like they pause, and they will briefly unpause in just a moment here. Word from the future. But
seems like we got one player who's maybe having an occasional lag issue or something. Stutters, some or other. It's clearly not too bad because they're not complaining about it or they're stopping for an elongated period of time.
No. But we'll do it for the pause 2 laps. Back to your point.
I think my point was about roux, so we're good. We can move on.
We're done. We're free. We're out at that point.
I'm gonna go find some gumbo in Philadelphia.
Famously known for its gumbo.
Decidedly not, but I'm sure someone does just good stuff. There's a few like good Cajun seafood joints around that do. There's one not too far. We'll figure it out.
Not too far. Great. Now everyone's gonna echolocate where you live, Mike. Based off the that's not.
There's
the right
enough.
word.
There's enough
Triangulate.
Cajun seafood joints in the city that does not specify where I live at all.
Everyone, go find Mike's house. Actually,
Go
please don't do that.
Please don't do that. It's okay. I'm moving in 2 months. If anyone doxes me, I'm moving.
There you go. It's all part of the plan. The multikill damage again. Woody gets one with the molly, and Cello immediately has the follow-up. They just charge straight on through it. Loyal to their death. Orgless in trouble in this one. B-Wills, he makes a big performance. He's found on towards the first one. You know, if Turtle finds him, that could be big. No! B-Wills, another double entry. They started so rough. And now Orgless, they turned it around. A B site under their control. But look back. With Jaguar, you have a player rotating in towards that cave now, and it might just be JOTA to turn the tides timing against B-Wills. That could get weird, but B-Wills has eluded it. JOTA working slowly back on in, and now his teammate dead. Just one man on a mission, the 1 versus 3. And he doesn't know anything. He has no idea where these players are, but now Spock out looks for the hunt, but there's 2 there. Swing forward, Kusta closes things on out, and from the roughest of starts, Orgless rebound for their 3rd.
All right, so there is one thing working for Orgless here. One thing, and it's B-Wills getting double entries towards B dry. That's all that's worked out. Like, that's gotten them 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, one of them it didn't even win for them. So it's gotten them around. It should have probably gotten them 2 rounds. But that's working out for them. His B-Wills as an entry is doing some serious damage. Here he's going to be onto the Glil, sacrificing the better rifles towards his teammates, which may be a bit unfortunate since his firepower appears to be working out for them. And they're going to leave him alone towards B. Just going to patrol the space. Control and take. As we've said before, this is still very recoverable. 4 rounds would be fine. 5 rounds would be great. B-Wills is just isolated player, but this time Turtle gets the better of him, and there is no one close enough for a trade, so this is going to be an A hit. Very straightforward. An exit should be posted up pretty nicely for it. Nice support from JOTA. Smokes go back, but they're both ahead of these. That Molotov will force him out. Yeah, but JOTA gives him enough cover that exit doesn't really need to be punished. They might even think this is clear. They do. That's a problem now. JOTA continues to just kill everybody, so that's even better for MIBR. It's all on minus, and a nice performance from JOTA has just made this a comfortable one. Some room to operate, though, but fittingly, because JOTA put a bullet in his brain and put this one in the back pocket.
11-3 now. This scoreline is getting dangerous. Sure, that CT side far stronger on this map, but thus far, MIBR have just been dominant. I'm loving the consistent aggression. Even when they find troubles, they'll still push a player in towards Jaguar. They're still fighting for that lane control pretty much every time, and while it hasn't been quite as proactive out towards mid, they sometimes have this kind of regression in towards the mid round. JOTA especially has been very proactive in this position towards the donut, and it's been punishing onto Orgless. That's not even counting the value of this utility. Maybe a bridge too far on the aggression in that one is will be Cello to fall. Minus did die though, out towards B main, but again, this overextension, maybe a bit of overconfidence from MIBR as we find ourselves a 4v3.
In a few of these situations, are they just maybe a little bit too eager to assert their dominance? I am curious to see if this is going to wind up haunting them in the second half. Obviously, 11, fine. And still very much a chance of taking this last round. Minute on the clock. Orgless starting to encroach in towards B. A smoke in the cave. Might slow this hit up. As they clear in towards mid, if they go for the window peek, this could get interesting. This could get weird, but that's not what they're doing. They're going elbow instead. Turtle's going to go on a long adventure. And they don't have information still. Oh, no. Woody's pulling off. Woody's pulling off. Now the util comes in, but I don't think Woody's close enough to hear it. Now he might realize what's going on, and this is a bit of a catastrophe. Everybody's in the wrong spot on the map. Woody's going to post. He didn't even catch player jumping over towards Totem. Have to hope to get him off of the position, but he's not going to do so. Waits for his teammates. Just want to get overwhelmed. Understandable. But it does mean they missed their window to really do any damage before this bomb is down. Now here comes the approach. They'll move on mass. This should be a good hold, and Daps is going to get the party started early. Playing ahead of the utility. He'll trade himself out, but that identifies the AWP. This should be fine. No smokes available for the defuse either. And a player still dancing around Totem, leaves everything on to exit. He's caught with util in hand. A 4th round found for Orgless. They've done just enough as we're going to head into this halftime break. Can they capitalize in half number 2?
That's a question. And well, this pistol round will go a long ways to get them in towards a winning position, in towards their winning waves. MIBR, even if it is CT-sided map, they're still very powerful on this T side in the pistol round. At least the first one did swing towards their favor. It looks like they want to set up towards an A hit here. Had JOTA punishing out towards mid, and will punish he will. 1 for 1 goes the trades. This will expedite the play out towards A. It's Kusta in a good position. Gets 1. They will back away off of that. So man advantage maintained. MIBR on the reset.
They got to bail. They've used their util. They don't have that anymore. It's just going to have to be the strength of the pistols. Oh, Woody! That works out somehow, and he didn't get shot at all in turn. Not going to be one for the highlight reels there for B-Wills, but pistols be like that sometimes. And now it's on to a 3-on-3, and it's just going to be guns for either side. Nicely done for Woody. Picks up Yota's P250 and puts that to immediate effect. And here's the thing for Orgless. They're spread out. They're split. And I'll tell you one thing. There is a right answer here in terms of which site you go towards. Daps has not had the most luck with locking things down in terms of the individual performance. Not necessarily what we expect from him, but it's what he's going to have to deliver now because they're headed towards B. They are rolling on through, and he might be calling for a little bit of a stack here. Or Kusta could just be getting nervous about them coming through mid. That's a possibility. It's been left open entirely, and it seems like they're very nervous about that because Daps is going to come into check as well. He's not going to see anyone. And he might just find the timing on this one. He does indeed! Daps! Another one! Said he had to step up here, and he's delivering. All on to exit now, who will retrieve the bomb. But has a bit of an ill-timed reload. Now a really tough spot to actually get a defuse or a bomb plant. Oh, not gonna happen there. Nicely done for Daps.
They clean up. 5th round here for Orgless. That's what they need to tip this momentum back towards their favor. And it started scrappy. Some kills over towards A main. A great reply, though, in mid. However, it was Daps just stepping up. Fantastic individual play. You were saying he had a rough start to this game, and it's true, but he found his moment when the time was right. MIBR will save into this one. Just committing for these P250s, and Amali blocks them on off. They wanted to try and go quickly towards B. That is denied.
Many MP9s. And dualies for Daps. Interesting choice there. It is just the naked pistols out for MIBR, so should still be fine. Well, we did see one of these rounds get rather frisky in the first half. Certainly still a possibility. What was that fucking line for?
Missing, I suppose?
Not really
I don't
sure
know
what
if
that was
that's
supposed to
the
do.
design. That was the outcome. Nades will find a bit more value on the Orgless side as Woody is swept on up. MP9s will just look to deal a little bit more damage in this one as that bomb already finds itself on the floor, and this round is already over. This is what Orgless wanted to get themselves on in, but I like that MIBR did not force. Bomb plant doesn't come down, no real reason to risk it when you're already so far ahead. Instead, they just elect to stick with these pistols and now should have a pretty respectable buy-in towards the next.
Go get that knife. Come on, Kusta. You got 40 seconds. Ah! Of course, the issue. Gusto is being patient about it, which, you know, is a reasonable thing to do. But come on, knife kill. Knife kill. There was a possibility there. Old Dooley Daps, we call him.
Well, bio now here. So, bonus for Orgless. Honestly, has some pretty big implications. If MIBR can win this, get a bomb plant on down, their money can catapult into a pretty good position. And with them already on the precipice of victory on this map, could be pretty dangerous for that Orgless camp. They don't necessarily have to win this round, but they at least have to keep MIBR accountable. They have to deal some damage.
I am curious to see how they're going to mitigate having 4 SMGs, right? You'd assume deep cave control, aggressive Jaguar presence. That's certainly somewhere where the SMGs can work out for you. What do MIBR do to try and counteract that out? Maybe an A play? Because they obviously know there's a lot of SMGs on the other side. And it does seem like an A lean might be on deck. Early presence in towards the elbow. This is another way it can work. If you yeet down mid, that fight in the elbow can be great for MP9s. And they're going to set it up to put the doubt in their minds that this could be done. A boost up over. Should they be able to successfully do it, we'll confirm that no. In fact, there is no one waiting here. Now, how does MIBR act with the knowledge? A lot of util blood for both sides. There's not much left to work with. No Molotovs for the CT side. A couple smokes, though. Just a bit to work with for the Ts to actually get on towards the site. Smoke's been in towards mid. One of only 2 they had left, so that does tend to indicate there's the second as well. Never mind, there's one more apparently. Counting is hard. But here they go. They've got mid.
They do. Now my question is, what do they want to do with it? Do they push on in, try and take deep control towards the red room? That seems to be their answer. Last smoke committed. It goes deep in towards spawn. Do they want to split this back towards A? That's what the smoke would indicate. This is really interesting. They have a player really main, but it relies on Daps. And he steps up. He might have just shut this one down. Swisher also in a spot to deny Turtle, who is always far away, who is never a part of this play. Now with the bomb on the ground. And another MP9. Another track is sprung. These bears, their feet all stuck within a respective trap. And Turtle, alone in this one, suddenly finds himself in a 1v4. The time to limited the bomb, not in his control. It has to be a save.
What a catastrophe there. Great play from Daps. Again, he's stepping up in a big sense on the second half. But 1 MP9 ruining 2 players there, right? You had the spacing. You were ready for the trade. That's why you have 2 players pushing through that, and they just can't do it. So really nicely done from Daps. Huge play coming through. But that just shuts down what MIBR is trying to do. Just completely snaps the intentions. If they'd found that, even in a 1-for-1 trade, it makes the positions towards A so uncomfortable with presence still in A main. But it doesn't happen. So instead, very comfortable for the players on site, and it all comes to fruition. Nicely done from Orgless. Big play from Daps, and again, he delivers. So, second half Daps. A different ball game here.
Yeah, big step up from him. Been exciting to see these players start to turn it on around. Kusa as well. It was a little bit of a slow start. He had some big moments towards the tail end of that second half, and I'm really excited to see what the look's going to be when that AWP does come out on towards the CT side. We know how commanding a good opera can be on this map, and, well, my other question upon that is, does he switch his position? He's been kind of swing thus far, sometimes out towards mid, sometimes over towards the site. If that op comes out, okay. We can't be talking about other things because MIBR. They're making us realize what's going on in the here and now, and it might just be an upset in this round. Man advantage by 1. Bondi's going down with his force. Oh, but he can still deal damage. Swisher forward trade by JOTA and more. This Deagle is finding so much impact, and B-Wills is so low on HP. Single bullet could do him in. JOTA pushes around the side, holds a close angle. He can backstab B-Wills in towards the late round, and that might just be what he's going for. B-Wills. JOTA recovered. He's making so much noise. He's stomping in this one. And JOTA has the angle, has the frag. MIBR pull it off with an eco.
This is interesting. JOTA actually held an AK, looked at it, picked up the A1S. He was asking one of his teammates, hey, you want an A1S? Yeah, why not? So powerful in this current meta, so why not? But you still don't see a lot of teams pick it up over the AK. Teams are slow to adapt in that regard. Everyone likes that 1-bullet headshot. Can't blame them for it, but speaking of 1-bullet headshots, JOTA dealt quite a few of those. Paces the board right now with 21 kills in the server. And that's a big one to find through. Just the pistolas. The one rifle brought in. Now MIBR with a 5-round lead. Orgless still have plenty in the tank to break out the big guns. This we're going to need to make those big guns felt. What do I do with Kusta on the Zoom banger? How does he get into impact early on? Looks like they're going to try to make an aggressive play down mid, potentially. No, just util set up for it for the time being. That's a lot of control outside B for the T side.
So much to work with. And this stands in stark contrast to that first half where it was MIBR consistently fighting out the Jaguar, taking this lane control and finding so much value off of it. And in this half, well, it's JOTA, just with absolutely free space in towards Jaguar. Swisher's incredibly passive, back towards the cave, just looking to jiggle, play for that smoke, but he does eat some damage as a result, punished just a tad as MIBR continue to apply this. The final nade doesn't connect, so Swisher can count his lucky stars. However, this B split could be very, very potent if they do hit that execute button. Still one player working that lurk, trying to hold on to space just on the other side of the map, but it feels a matter of time only where this hit comes through. Molly goes deep, so cave control taken, even more pressure applied to the players on the side. It's just the spam. B-Wills down through the panel. Is that the go-kart? No, they just wait. They just hold. No rush for MIBR. They still have that player in mid. They still have controlling towards the cave. This round is all upon them. They're letting Orgless make the play. They're letting Orgless take the risk, and thus far, has just been isolated out towards this site.
What's interesting, though, is that, Exit came off of this mid-fight, so Minus has actually managed to creep into the corner. So now, if they're waiting for Exit to make some sort of a play here, this is actually going to be rather tricky. This could get a little weird. 15 seconds, they need to go. They don't have any util behind it. It's just going to be up to the guns, and the guns are working, to be fair, but that bomb has to be planted down. Cello is losing teammates in the meantime. Kusta finding the damage, making this much more possible. But with that bomb planted, this should be a different ballgame. Kusta may look to back off, but he's too late to do so. That ops down for the count. Cello will polish off the rest. Some snappy shooting there in the post. And MIBR keep things in their control.
Now, what do you do with this money for Orgless? It's
Nothing.
absolutely crippled. You can't buy into this round. You have to save. It's nearly a guaranteed 14th for MIBR, and even after that, the money probably won't be looking too good whatsoever. I like the patience on them. They maybe let it get a little too far, but still, not over-aggressing. Seeing if there'll be a play. They had that player out towards mid who was waiting to see if someone would try and make a play on the flank, try and push on up. Didn't happen, so they hit the go button and do find success in towards that late round.
It is interesting what a contrast it is in terms of timing and pace between MIBR, their CT and T side, right? CT, it's all about control, 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 space, 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 space. T, they take that space, but then they sit, they're comfortable with it. And they're drawing out utility all the while. So as long as you're able to get things done in those last 15 seconds, I suppose it works. But those kind of clock plays always make me extremely nervous as the omniscient third-party viewer. There'll be a pistol stack here for Orgless. A little bit of a peer in for Woody. He's going to test his crosshair right now. They are. And he's going to get dinked up. This could be bad. It's messy indeed. Minus finds one, Swisher another. They've still got the ult posted in the corner, but the rifles will provide Guardian just a little bit. They're going to continue to fight this. They've made this expensive for sure. Swisher goes up and over. Oh my goodness. Turtle and Woody now a bullet away from death, and it's all going to be on to Exit to really be the bastion of health into this round. Woody will finally do it, but that was way too close for comfort considering it was 5 USPs.
Too damn close. Too close in that one. MIBR nearly let it slip away. I do like the aggression. It was well set up by Orgless. USP stack on forward. Some good shots are hit. And they're just a hair away from finding it still. Those guns were never recoverable, so it would have been tough to make anything of that round. Now, the reinvestment will come on through, but this is the must-win for Orgless. They lose this one, money will be crippled. They'll be facing against Map Point, and they have a good start to it. Swisher charges forward. The smoke isolates him, Turtle, and he claims that shell.
No util at this point, though. Nothing. Not a nade. Not a one. So now the A site. MIBR's plaything. can't really be contested. This is going to wind up being both plant scenarios as flashes go through. That's a huge kill for Kusta to find. That was just spam through smoke. That was just a lineup, and JOTA tested it. And there's another lineup coming in. That denies the bomb plant. Orgless know their angles on this site. And MIBR are having a bear of a time trying to get anything done. This could come out. That's insane. It's going to. Orgless, without a nade, without util, they managed to just bully their way back into that site, drop players without even seeing them, and MIBR get caught with their pants around their ankles.
A little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. They knew their angles. MIBR played in predictable positions, and the A1S is an incredibly powerful weapon in towards this meta. That's a tough one. That's crippling to MIBR. They didn't even get a bomb plant down. Their money is in a really tight position. It looked like that was their opportunity to close out the game, but that might have just pushed Orgless straight back into it.
Really gives them a breath of air. Is the investment going to come back through from MIBR? Turtle and Woody are in. Money's not great. Cello will be limited. We've seen them do work with the Deagles, though, and so it seems like the Deagles will be the way they go. JOTA got another one of those hand cannons. All right. One of those spicy limited by Brazilian rounds. They've shown them well before. This is a different ball game. AWP trying to rock here. Down mid they go. Aggression out from Orgless, but they've left a vacant early, assuming that it will be a fast play from MIBR, which is the correct read. Kusta, oh, lucky that no one came to check window. He was so very blind there. And now he's hunting with the AWP at that. That is a bold ask, and he will be able to get away. No harm, no foul on that one. What a wildly aggressive play.
Yeah. And it's crazy that it doesn't get punished either. He will escape with his life, though. Falls back on into this one, so Orgless do return in towards their default. Mid control hasn't really been tested in this round for MIBR. Instead, they've just been playing out towards B, towards these extremities, trying to see if they can catch something off, trying to see if they can catch Kusta on another one of those plays, but now eventually they will give some attention out towards mid. Smoke to block off towards the donut flash forward. The player in red room is spotted on that jump peak. Where do they want to take this one?
Where indeed? No indicator just yet. They've got some flashbangs left. Single smoke. Seems like the answer is going to be B. That means we're going to have Swisher and B-Wills tested here. Potential fast rotation and DAPS, although he is going to have to make sure that no one creeps through mid, at least for the moment. But here comes the exec. 25 seconds on the clock. You would expect to see those rotates rather quick. Util down. Can they get the bomb planted this time? A boost up back over the smoke. Oh, they do have vision on the planter. JOTA will be denied. Now they've lost their forward players. This is great from Orgless, and they've shut this all down. It's on to Turtle with 10 seconds remaining, and there's a boost up just in front of him. Turtle down for the count. Another clean round for Orgless.
Flawless in that one. Now the gap down to just 5. MIBR starting to struggle in this regard, and the money again is crushed. That aggressive play from Kusta early on. Wild. That doesn't get punished. He's able to survive in towards a late round, and MIBR, I mean, they work with relatively little information on towards that late hit towards B. Just one little boost, and the punishment is shown. Glocks. In this round, we've seen him pull off an eco, but that was with the upgraded pistols. This one feels a far cry. Daps early on. We'll keep things under control with an isolated frag thanks to that molly over towards A main.
Obviously not much to work with in this one, but early results not promising. You lose that pick. You got no controller presence in towards mid or B. It's a very basic setup here for Orgless. One hope is just to kind of gum up the works of Daps' rifle, charge him down, and see if they can't get a bomb plant out of it. But there's still a donut player they'd have to deal with, and now Minus has come back to support his injured leader. Okay, he's down, but Daps remains. JOTA may have given them a chance to plant a bomb, but they're not on it. They're not on the bomb. They're not on the bomb. It's been dropped. No one's gone back to retrieve it, and their window has frankly been missed. I am not sure there's likely to be a scenario where the numbers actually get picked in this round, as Orgless are quick onto it, but they are at least making it expensive. JOTA with the Glock and 17 points of health. naked out on the site, feeling the breeze. He's down for the count. That was always going to happen. Double digits found here for Orgless. They have found it's taken a while to find their form, but now they've got it. It may have just been in time.
Still, this is kind of the next test up. Another one of those rounds that is make or break for this comeback. If they can beat this, MIBR will be straight back down towards the eco. They can continue to push that economy into a rougher and rougher spot. Continue to take home these rounds a step closer towards victory. Is this live? This doesn't feel very live.
It doesn't feel super live, does it? Doesn't feel like a live round. Let's go check this. Nope, it's definitely not live.
Daps is gone again, unfortunately.
Rip. All right, a little bit of a dropout there, folks. Should be getting that resolved in just a moment here. Orgless and MIBR at a critical juncture. It's gonna require a bit of a match medic, though. Unfortunately, I believe so. This one might take just a little bit. I think if we can, we may take just a wee little pause and be right back once we're ready to go live once more. And we're back. Thanks for bearing with us there, folks. We're into a very critical round here. Guns up for both sides and a huge potential swing. MIBR make a desperate last stand, perhaps. Except that they're actually up. Still, nice trades early on here. Cello takes a kill elsewhere. Minus just laying out the law in mid. Only so many more gun rounds before this MIBR side is going to have to seriously think about the possibility of overtime. Or even things going against them here.
Still, possibility here for MIBR is they could always just close this on out. However you like to believe in those dreams. You like to believe in the possibility of overtime. Always a fun one in that regard, but a world away. In this round specifically, MIBR look like they want to take this one back towards the B site. It's the right call. Is out towards mid. Orgless is re-clearing space. That information could be big. Bigger is Shell's position. Queued up, and he's punished, actually. So we're into a 4-on-3. This one gets a little bit weird. MIBR likely going to be forced to expedite in towards this B site, and the utility, well, to say the least, it's lacking. One smoke, one molly to work with for this hit, and two players both entrenched towards the backline. JOTA, man, he only has one. He needs to go big. He's found one. Now in the clutch, 1 versus 3 to work with. He's found the first. Now the bomb plant can come on down for this 1 versus 2 situation, but a distinct possibility. He knows that at least one is coming back towards spawn. Where does he play with this one? A molly in front of him. He can recover that. Another big tool in his toolkit, and this timing. Really weird, the backstab. He's
got the info pop.
Possibility. He knows that a player is here. He should be able to punish on towards minus. One man down. Now it's a 1v1, and it's against the Op Kusta, trying to defuse, trying to stick on to this one, but Exit will swing, and Exit will clutch it up with the 1 versus 3 to bring MIBR to their 15th.
Masterfully played from Exit there. sliding around the square. Oh, perfect timing from him. Obviously, the first kill was critical, but this backstab was huge. And then just to have the perfect timing on towards Kusta, I like the call to stick it. Take some serious cojones, but as we saw, there was maybe a second to spare there for exit, so it was definitely reasonable. If there's a moment more of hesitation, that one could be snuck through. As it stands, though, that's map point. And this is a reminder, Orgless's map pick, so there can be no more mistakes, no more stumbles, no more blunders. That two-man setup towards the back of B was working beautifully for them, right? We've seen it work a couple of times, but they just couldn't quite get the last critical kill and then get outplayed in the clutch. Tough one for Orgless to deal with. 5 rounds now required of them to bring this into overtime. Otherwise, MIBR will be moving up 1-0 in the series and moving on to, as we've talked about before, a bastion of strength for Cello, trying to get this opener, but he maybe goes a little bit too aggressive. Swisher with the poke back in. Makes an advantage for his team.
Orgless. A good position here. They can hold in towards the mid round. Kusta has position out towards mid with that AWP to hold that space. They have a heavy force towards B. It's a good read, right? In so many of these mid rounds, MIBR has doubled back towards his B side. It's been their preference, but they look a bit more forward than expected. If B Wills swings back into this one, there's a risk, but he won't. He won't chew off more than he can take in towards this one. Now he just might turtle. Punishes for 1. The trade, though, is swift, and it's from Swisher himself. Bomb still down outside of this B site, and a 3 versus 4 for MIBR to play around with.
We're hitting 45 seconds on the clock, though. We are running out of options. That's a huge kill. That opens up A. Do they rotate off of this? They need to grab that bomb, but they can go. 35 seconds. If they're going to do it, they got to do it now. No, seems like they're going to focus in towards B. That was a huge kill on the donut player. As we can see, there's just Kusta in the back of sight with that AWP. But no, they're going to come in. They're going to try and pressure, and this is where the bulk of the presence is. Kusta can even rotate quite quickly to support it. That's the spam, just reading the audio cues, and that could be enough. 15 seconds, they just need to drop that bomb holder, and they've done exactly that. Woody, it's chaos all around him. He needs to get that bomb. He's finally retrieved it, but he needs to try and plant it, and they're going to be pressuring him. Daps puts him into the dirt, and that's an 11th round at the very least for Orgless.
An 11th round, but so hard fought. MIBR, honestly, despite taking that early man disadvantage, managed to fight it back really incredibly close. A good timing found to be able to work space in towards Cave, and again, it was another attempt back towards that B site. Late round will fail, though. So, pause taken here. Wonder if this is another technical one, or if this is a tactical, and it is a tactical. Out of MIBR, I don't hate that whatsoever. They have a bit of a kind of weird in-between on the buy here. They have JOTA already invested in towards that AK. You can buy deals up around it. I mean, they found impact on towards these D grounds in the past, but it's definitely a risk this late into the game. Everyone, though, after this round should be able to buy bar JOTA.
God, I hate the hero AK.
Not a fan?
Never love it. The only time I'm a real fan is when you have somebody else's spare money, so you're going to be able to get the buy for the next round regardless. That's not the case here. JOTA pinned down. Great job, Hero AK. Make an individual play out towards mid and individually die. It's not even an easy recover. They're going to have to devote a smoke just to getting the gun back, just to get the rifle back, right? The whole point of their investment into this round just immediately gets sacrificed. Blood for the blood gods.
That's a tough one. Swisher might get punished, though. He's so far forward, and he's down. That is a gun gifted. Now a 3 versus 4 here. That is distinctly doable. Position over towards A main, but in Donut, one still holds. So mid is under lock for Orgless, but neither of those two positions will be the direction that MIBR wants to take this just yet. Instead, they double back, re-clear space over towards the lane, and look to group it with their teammate in A main. Kusta is here. Question is, will he stick around? Will he wait long enough to be in the right spot when this hit comes through? No.
They're going to go mid, though. They're going to go mid with no real cover, a single flashbang, and this works out beautifully for them. They're leaving that A main player just to be a bit of a lurk, and now Kusta gets a free shooting gallery. He spotted the bomb as well, and there's only 35 seconds to go, so they gotta go. Gusta repositions, holding court. Oh, another clear and easy shot here for Gusta. A really nice use of the repositioning, and now Cello out on an island. He's drowning. There's no life preservers around him. It's not working out. He does get an opening kill. He does get something there, but something is all she wrote. 3 rounds for Orgless. All they need here. And MIBR, well, they get another gun round here, but there's maybe 2 more gun rounds in the tank if this doesn't go well.
Yeah, the hero AK did not find as much value as you would have liked in towards that round. I don't hate it for a team like this that does have a player who has just been really hot in this game, like JOTA. He's been popping off his massive frags. However, a risk that does not quite work out. So now just a deagle for him to work with in this round. It'll be another slower start for MIBR, but space is gained. Swisher has worked pretty far forward. They're really mini smoke towards the door, so for once Orgless is actually contesting this space. They've gained it. MIBR will have to either commit to the reclear if they want to work towards B, or just go elsewhere, a risk affiliated with either of those decisions.
Cello looking at his stickers, reminding himself, you know what? I earned these stickers. I'm pretty cool. I got stickers in the game. I can win this round. I can make this happen for the team. Certainly hoping for it. Woody gonna drop a smoke in towards mid. MIBR have made a really big emphasis on mid control in a lot of these rounds, but they haven't done a great job of executing off of that mid control. This time they've got it. Seems like they want to funnel in towards Donut, but this is kind of being held for. Look at Minus. He's positioned nicely for this as they come around, and then Kusta's going to be able to go back into swing as they try and clear Minus, presumably. It's the idea behind the setup, and with no presence in A main this time, MIBR, they throw the flashbang, and another. But they don't do anything with it. They're hoping for some sort of reaction, some sort of a pull. Meanwhile, Turtle's walked out on towards B, but he's not even clearing the right way. He's not checking cave, and he's down for a count, but they're still reacting as if he did find the kill, because they don't have any time, so they're committed into it.
And it's over for 10 seconds. Bombs on the floor. Swisher won't be able to punish, but it doesn't matter. Cello and JOTA just have to retreat. That was one of the big rounds, big opportunities for MIBR to try and close with the guns, but nothing happens. They put all their eggs in the basket of that lurk, and it doesn't even
have
find
a
a kill.
rifle to save here.
Yeah, just a dig. That is a pretty tough round for MIBR. Some mistakes made in towards the mid round, an overcommitment, thinking you had the lurk, thinking you had the chance to get something, but those 2 flashes, no one's biting on that. No one's committing off of that.
And now they're getting into a situation where they're never going to have a full buy.
No.
They just haven't given themselves a real chance to actually close this game out, because they've hamstrung themselves. First, they go for the hero rifle. Don't do anything with that, really. A little bit of late game mismanagement perhaps coming through from MIBR. Got a little bit nervous there for a second, but it's all good. It's all fine, folks. Is it all fine? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This doesn't feel all fine.
This feels less fine.
No.
Uh-oh. We might be having a little bit of a Go TV crash here, folks. Uh-oh.
Sometimes these work themselves out.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. Hold on. I'm gonna clap when it hits a minute, and we're gonna go back. You ready? You ready? That's what's gonna happen.
I'm ready. I'm prepared.
1, 2, 3.
Well, you clapped the replays into existence.
Something happened. All right, it seems like the match is actually over. It ended 16-13, so that did work out for MIBR. Not sure how. Sorry about that, folks. Really unfortunate technical issue coming through, but MIBR have taken the map number 1, and they're going to be looking to roll on through further.